Why do countries act like rivals on a giant playing field? What drives nations to compete, cooperate, and sometimes clash on the world stage? The answer is more complex than it first appears. It's about competing for resources, influence, and the future. Every country wants to secure its place, protect its people, and shape the world in ways that benefit its own interests. This competition isn't just about money or power. It's about survival, progress, and the pursuit of national dreams. Nations, like people, have their own goals and ideas about how the world should work. They form alliances, make deals, and sometimes disagree, each guided by their unique histories, cultures, and ambitions. Today, the most significant global competition is between the United States and China. A tech war fought not with armies, but with trade rules, control over materials, and the race to invent the next big thing. This rivalry is reshaping industries, supply chains, and even the way we use technology in our daily lives. The U.S. has long led the global economy, but China's rapid rise now challenges that leadership. Both countries are economic giants, and their actions set the tone for the rest of the world. At the heart of this rivalry are two different philosophies: America's belief in free markets and individual creativity versus China's state-guided collective approach. These differences shape how each country innovates, invests, and interacts with the world. They're not just competing over products, but over which system will define the 21st century. The outcome could influence everything from global trade to the technologies we rely on every day. This rivalry will shape the world your generation inherits, affecting prices, jobs, and how countries solve global problems like climate change, health, and security. The stakes are high, and the consequences will be felt everywhere. The decisions made in Washington and Beijing ripple across the planet, creating both challenges and opportunities. What happens in these capitals can change the course of history for millions. This isn't just a distant headline, it's a real-time story that affects us all. Whether you realize it or not, the choices made by these nations impact your daily life. Understanding this rivalry is crucial for anyone who wants to grasp the future of the global economy. It's about more than economics. It's about the world you'll live in, work in, and help shape. In this video, we'll explore how each country is playing this global game and what it means for our shared future. We'll look at the strategies, the players, and the stakes involved. Let's dive into the strategies, the stakes, and the possible outcomes. The game is on, and the world is watching. Are you ready to see how it unfolds? Think of America's strategy as a high-stakes game of poker, reactive, bold, and always looking for the next big win. In this game, every move is calculated to create immediate impact, even if it means taking on extra risk. The U.S. is constantly watching the table, ready to make a daring play if it sees an opening. One of the most visible tactics is the imposition of tariffs, essentially taxes on Chinese goods. These are designed to protect American industries from foreign competition and to pressure China into changing its trade practices. Tariffs can make Chinese products more expensive in the U.S., giving American companies a temporary edge. These moves are like raising the stakes in a tense poker match, forcing China to respond or risk losing out. Each round of tariffs or restrictions is a signal that the U.S. is willing to play hardball, even if it means escalating tensions. Beyond tariffs, the U.S. has also restricted American companies from selling advanced technology, like cutting-edge computer chips and software, to Chinese firms. The goal is to slow China's progress in critical sectors, such as artificial intelligence, telecommunications, and semiconductors, where technological leadership means global influence. This approach is direct and aggressive, but it comes with significant risks. By acting quickly and decisively, the U.S. can sometimes create uncertainty in global markets and even hurt its own companies that rely on international supply chains. America's focus on immediate gains can also alienate allies, making it harder to build long-term coalitions. Businesses that prefer stability may find themselves caught in the crossfire, unsure of what the next move will be. The U.S. economy's heavy reliance on the stock market makes it especially vulnerable to sudden shocks from these high-stakes moves. A single announcement can send markets tumbling, affecting millions of investors and workers. While this strategy can sometimes lead to big wins, it also risks significant losses if the bluffs are called or if the other side refuses to fold. The stakes are high, and the margin for error is slim. America's improvisational style is all about protecting its edge today, but it's a gamble that may not always pay off in the long run. The future remains uncertain, and the risks are real. The question is, can short-term tactics and quick wins really outmaneuver a rival that's playing a much longer game? As we'll see, China's approach to this global competition is very different, built on patience and long-term planning. America's poker game is fast, risky, and always looking for the next opportunity to strike. But is this enough to win the global tech war? Or does it leave America exposed to bigger risks down the road? Let's take a closer look at China's strategy and see how it compares. If America plays poker, relying on quick thinking, risk, and the ability to bluff its way through high-stakes moments, China plays chess, thinking 10 moves ahead, carefully planning each move with patience and precision, always considering the bigger picture. China's government sets ambitious, decades-long goals to become the world's top economic and technological power, shaping its future with a clear vision and unwavering focus. Its state-led industrial policy targets future industries like AI, electric vehicles, and biotech, pouring resources into them and nurturing homegrown champions to lead the next wave of innovation. China's Made in China 2025 plan is a roadmap to upgrade its manufacturing and reduce reliance on foreign tech, aiming to dominate high-value sectors and secure its place at the top of global supply chains. Controlling critical resources like rare earth minerals gives China leverage in global negotiations, making it an indispensable player in industries from electronics to renewable energy. When the U.S. imposed tariffs, China retaliated strategically, targeting American farmers and stabilizing its own economy, showing its ability to absorb shocks and respond with calculated moves. This patient, coordinated approach lets China absorb short-term pain for long-term gain, reinforcing its resilience and adaptability in the face of global challenges. China's chess-like strategy is about planning, control, and resilience, building strength over time rather than relying on sudden gambits. It's a formidable challenge to America's improvisation, forcing the U.S. to rethink its own strategies in this high-stakes global contest. The question: can patience and planning outlast quick, bold moves, or will adaptability and speed ultimately win the day? The answer may lie in the battle for the world's most important resource, computer chips, where both nations are racing to secure their technological future. In the 21st century, semiconductors, computer chips, are as vital as oil once was. They power everything from smartphones to power grids, and without them, our digital world stops. The U.S. and its allies dominate advanced chip manufacturing, so America has restricted China's access to top-tier chips and equipment. For China, building its own chip industry is a national priority, investing billions to catch up. This isn't just economic competition, it's about national security. Advanced chips power AI and military tech, giving the leader a huge advantage. The fight for chip supremacy is the central front in the U.S. China tech war. Whoever controls chips controls the future. The stakes couldn't be higher. But chips aren't the only resource in play. Imagine baking a cake, but one person controls all the baking powder. That's China with rare earth minerals. These 17 elements are essential for high-tech manufacturing. Everything from electric cars to missile systems. China invested heavily while others closed mines, now controlling over 80% of global rare earth processing. This gives China powerful leverage. It can threaten to restrict exports, creating bottlenecks for global manufacturers. China's dominance is a strategic advantage in the tech war. The U.S. may have the most advanced tech, but China controls the ingredients. This imbalance is a key battleground. The world is waking up to the risks. How is America responding? The tech war has jolted America into action, realizing it can't rely on a rival for critical materials. The U.S. is rebuilding its rare earth industry, reviving mines like Mountain Pass and investing in domestic processing plants. This shift marks a new era. Government intervention, public-private partnerships, and big financial incentives to bring manufacturing home. It's a long, expensive process, balancing national security with the risks of higher prices and less efficient global trade. America is walking a tightrope, building resilience without isolating itself. The race to catch up is on, but challenges remain. In the short term, the U.S. and its allies are still vulnerable to supply chain disruptions, The stakes are high, and the outcome will shape the future of technology and security. America is changing its playbook. But what does this tech war mean for you? Let's find out. The U.S. China tech war isn't just about governments. It hits your wallet and your world. Tariffs make everyday goods more expensive, from electronics to clothes. Workers face uncertainty. Some lose jobs as markets shift. Others gain new opportunities in emerging industries. Supply chain disruptions mean fewer choices and less compatibility between products. The tech war can fracture the global ecosystem, making technology more frustrating and expensive. It also fuels mistrust, making travel, study, and collaboration harder. This rivalry shapes not just economies, but how people see each other. The biggest risk: the world splits into two rival tech and trade blocs, one led by the US, the other by China. This decoupling would mean different rules, standards, and even separate internets. Companies would have to pick sides, raising costs and shrinking the global economy. The benefits of globalization, affordable goods, innovation, and poverty reduction, could be reversed. A divided world is less able to solve shared problems like climate change or pandemics. Instead of cooperation, rivalry would dominate. The stakes are global prosperity and security. Can we avoid this split? The world faces a choice: escalate conflict, or find a balance between competition and cooperation. A divided world means broken supply chains and missed opportunities to solve global challenges. But managed competition, with clear rules and open communication, can drive innovation without spiraling into hostility. The US and China can compete fiercely, but must also cooperate on issues like climate change. The real rare earth is wisdom, the ability to work together for a stable, peaceful future. The future isn't written. Our choices today will decide the outcome. Will we choose rivalry or shared progress? The smart play is building a world where all can thrive.